And we're back again with another update on Aster coin. Appreciate all the love. Let's take a closer look and see what's happening with the price and what we could be expecting going into Thursday morning. So if you're looking across the board right now, we did see a little bit of a retracement once again for the broader market, and Aster is being impacted down about 6.5%. As to be expected, this is a new coin. It is going to have more volatility behind itself, especially due to the fact that it is new. So take a look at XPL, same category, down about 8.6%. But let's take a closer look and see what's happening with its price. But before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So we're finding the price currently sitting at $1.83, down 8% in Bitcoin comparative, valuation almost at $3.1 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at 1 billion. If you're looking at the Bitcoin dominance index here, I've highlighted to you guys about this in my other updates, but you can see, we're picking up once again pretty much where we were, prior to this little bit of a retracement we saw for the dominance, but that was short-lived because you can see, we're finding ourselves back up to that key range. Which of course is going to have a little bit of an impact on the broader market. If you're looking at Bitcoin price, on the other hand, we're seeing Bitcoin kind of seeing also a rejection at $124,000, which of course has dragged the altcoin market down with it, and in return caused the dominance to pick up, as I have highlighted to you guys before. But again, guys, for Bitcoin, in a grand scheme of things, BTC is looking amazing right now. I have no complaints as far as Bitcoin price is concerned. You're going to see this type of price action, especially when Bitcoin has been on an absolute tear over the course of the last week and a half. And a little bit of a healthy correction like this is needed. But yes, we're seeing a little bit of market volatility for Bitcoin. Maybe whales are coming in and shaking out these leverage positions, but again, that's part of the game. But unfortunately, that does have an impact on the altcoin. But this is why we focus on Bitcoin and the dominance every single update of mine. If you've noticed, I don't strictly go just on the video of the coin itself. You want to be keeping these two factors in mind, and this is what I try to tell you guys in every single update of mine. But let's take a closer look and see what's happening. So we're seeing quite a sharp pullback since our retracement just 2 days back at the $2.16 price point, which was of course a rejection. So now this makes me think, when we did see the retracement on October 5th for Aster, was this move that we did see for the price of Aster, which took it back up to this key resistance, was this due to insiders that already knew that Binance is about to list this coin on the spot side of things? Because shortly after that, we did see the price started to make its way back towards the downside. So what this tells me, yes, we're seeing market volatility right now, but what this also tells me that insiders did know, so it was already priced in, prior to this retest itself. But again, since the rejection at the $2.17 key resistance, that now we have easily been able to confirm that this is a major resistance to be looking out for. Since then, the price has dropped almost 18%. You can see this for yourself. So that is quite a sharp pullback for Aster. So are we about to see the retest at $1.73 before we see a little bit of a bounce? I personally think that is something we should definitely keep our eyes on, because that itself is still a move of about 5.18%. But based off of where we currently are, I think this retest should end up happening, especially if Bitcoin is not able to hold around its ground around this key range. You don't want to see the price falling below here, because unfortunately, remember, this project is still quite new, so it can be more volatile. That doesn't mean it can't see more upside. This happens every time with new projects coming in. The ones that have a lot of hype, they do tend to have more volatile price action. So that's something we obviously want to keep in mind. My personal projection, I still think Aster has more legs for itself based off of what I've discussed in my personal opinion in my videos to you guys, due to CZ behind it, of course, being a DEX, kind of having a little bit of a battle with Hyperliquid, and that is, I think, going to bring in a lot of excitement and eyes on itself as well. Tokenomics, as I've stated every time, that they're not the best tokenomics in the current moment, but that's where your risk strategy comes into play. But I think in the remainder of the bull market, especially when the altcoin mania starts, which I believe still will start, especially after Bitcoin kind of cools off and the profits go into altcoins and the dominance specifically starts pulling down, that is going to be that pivot moment, in my opinion, for altcoins to really start moving. But again, just 2 days back, we were sitting at this key range. We got to keep that in mind. But again, we should also keep in mind that, this is a project that will see more volatile moves based off of its, new presence in the market. But again, so far, we're still sitting at about $1.83. Did see a sharp pullback. Again, do expect $1.73 still to be on the table. Again, if you've done your due diligence research and are wanting to dollar cost averaging and maybe, have some buy orders placed in, dollar cost average buy orders placed in at key support line, again, that could be better. And if the price is to get back to its all-time high, that itself would be a gain of about 25% right then and there between these two trend lines itself. So that's how I'm currently looking at it. As far as all-time highs are concerned, we're not going to have an all-time high conversation until it breaks above $2.17. Simple as that. Until then, we want to hold the ground above this key support line, which I still think will retest. Well, I'll keep you guys covered. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We'll see you later up in Crypto ZX, and peace out.